been staying in this place called Dongmyo in Seoul, and it's really cool. It's this whole suburb that's entire suburb is pretty much a flea market, and I've been capturing it passing through in the mornings and in the night when I've been leaving and coming in from the activities of my day to day. And yeah, it's so cool. It's probably my favorite place or suburb out of all the places I've been to in Seoul, in terms of just like the character and the richness of life that goes on here. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain, they seem to have a very averse relationship to the camera being photographed. They're very vocal about it, which is okay. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying that in an observant way in relation to my approach to photography. I like to capture the rhythm of everyday life, and I mean, how can I capture the cadence and the nuance of this place when I'm not from here? I mean, I stick out like a sore thumb. I'm a bald-headed brown guy, bald-headed Indian guy. I'm nothing but a gaijin out here, you know? I don't know what the Korean version of that word is. And walking around photographing here, I've never felt more like an ignorant traveler in my life. And in a way, it makes me want to travel more, you know? Photographing in Korea was an inquisitive experience. I never felt more like a fish out of water than I have photographing in Korea. I felt like I just couldn't get into the pocket, you know what I'm saying? I just couldn't get into the zone, you know? And I never felt more obvious and ignorant as a traveler before. People were very wary of the camera and me documenting my experience. This was only my third time traveling abroad, and previously I'd been to Thailand and Japan, and both times I found it very easy to connect with the people and ingratiate them and make the kind of photographs I enjoy making and viewing. I'm a big fan of getting close, and I don't just mean physically close, I mean also, emotionally close to, the moment or the subject. I enjoy photographs that make you feel as if you're there in the moment with that person or the subject or whatever it may be. And I think that's one of my favorite things about photography, is that connection that you feel to the moment or the subject that makes an impression on you, whether it be a fleeting moment or a conversation with a stranger, whatever that may be. And these experiences are the ones that really expand my worldview. Even the missed experiences or the missed opportunities remind me to be more present, and in this case remind me how ignorant I really am. And I suppose that comes down to my inexperience as a traveler and a photographer. It made me very eager to not only practice photography more and more, but also invigorated my zeal for travel. Unfortunately, due to my financial situation, I can't travel at my leisure, but I can photograph as much as I want. And, it also made me reflect on my approach and intentionality in photography, whatever that means. That's a very nebulous, vague term. And I suppose it never had been an issue up until now. I almost feel like I had to kind of be sneaky sometimes when photographing, which I never feel good about. I have no issue with people knowing I'm taking their photograph. In fact, I encourage that, and I almost enjoy when I'm a part of the photograph, when they know I'm photographing them and there's almost an interaction between the subject and the photographer. I'm happy to delete and have conversations about photographs if people are not happy about them. My intention is always to capture the serendipity and the candidness and the nuance of life that's passing in front of me, whether it be, novel or mundane experiences alike. And I'm finding that your approach can really make or break that. And I'm beginning to understand that's something I need to refine, and I'm eager to practice and refine that. And, passing through a place, it's difficult to capture the essence of it also. That's something I learned. I barely touch the surface of the wealth of life that bubbles here. And hopefully in the future, I can visit places with the sole intention of simply documenting. That would be a dream come true for me. In that way, I could really get closer to a place and the people and make more meaningful photographs. I ended up taking a lot more video than photos on this trip to Korea. I took a lot of video I was really happy with, and for whatever reason, I was just in my videography bag this trip. So hopefully I can make something happen with that. So yeah, thanks for watching this. If you got this far, beloved, I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed some of these fleeting thoughts about my photography and intentionality and whatever else I rambled about, and some of these photographs from Dongmyo in Seoul. Hope to see you again soon, beloved.